Let me tell you something real quick here, tribe. Sector 4 of Conquest for Jocasta Nude has got some of the cheesiest, most delicious little cheeses that we can ever possibly do. Let's go get that red box and keep her out of proving grounds. Let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sector 4 of the Jocasta Nude Conquest. Really a particularly easy one with some fantastically cheesable feats. What have we got? We have got absolutely accurate, which is just like your boy Scribble over here. We need to gain accuracy up 50 times, but not only that, we also need to attempt to inflict accuracy down 50 times. Attempt to inflict, we don't actually have to land it, so even if it gets resisted, it is fine. We also need to defeat 35 enemies with droid units, and we need to win 10 battles with Night Trooper and Captain Enoch in the squad. Very good, because we actually need to have 20 wins with Imperial Remnant, and both of those characters are Imperial Remnants, so we can double dip on global feats. The great thing about this is a lot of these feats can be done in one battle, some of them even double dipping, baby. Let's get to it. When I'm using a different data disk setup, I will try to explain it at the time, but typically I will be using some variant of Weak Point, Quickening, Weak Spot, Ruthless Swiftness, and Spirited Speed. I like things that give me lots of turn meter to let me take lots of turns, and Weak Spot and Weak Point are data disks that will ramp your offense exponentially. Love this setup. Sometimes we might be using War of Attrition. Now, War of Attrition you get from the global feat, which is to win 20 battles, I believe, with the Night Sisters over here somewhere. Here we are, 20 battles with a full squad of Night Sisters. So if you do not have it yet, if you didn't happen to find it on your path, then you don't have to worry about it. You can go ahead and get it later when you've got your 20 wins with Night Sisters, so it is a guarantee. The mid-sector boss is wonderful. It's our favorite place to fight because it is a place for cheesing such delicious cheeses. It is against Dash Rendar, and we have two feats that we need to get here. Win with a full squad of Spectre units, which you can do even if you don't have GL Ahsoka Tano, but you do need some investment in those brand new Spectre marquee characters. Hera Syndulla, the new one, General Hera Syndulla, she is a leader for the Spectres, and you can use things like OG, Chopper, and Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, alongside the likes of Padawan Sabine Wren, Hu Yang, and Ezra, of course. We also need to win with Luthen Rael in our squad. Now, he is a previous Conquest unit, so if you have him, this is where you'll be using him. The end sector boss, then, is win with only light side characters, and win with Darth Bane surviving. Some more Darth Bane characters over here, more Conquest unit characters. All right. Fantabulous, fantabulous. I'm going to jump right in with the cheeses, and it's going to be on this mid-sector boss. This is where we're going to get our things like our droid kills. This is where we're going to get our things like our accuracy up and our accuracy down, all right? Super smashing great. So what we're going to do is we are going to get all the droid kills and all of our accuracy downs done in one battle. If you want to get this done, I do recommend you use that War of Attrition. Apart from that, you want to have things like Spirited Speed and Quickening and all that good business, but those are the only real data disks that you super want. You also want to make sure you are not using things like Weak Spot and Weak Point, and the reason for that will become clear in just 1 minute. This is the team that we are going to be using for this. It is an Imperial Trooper team that's going to take advantage of the debuffs and the fact that we've got a wonderful Dark Trooper. A lot of you will be sat here looking at this team and probably thinking, hey, why do you not have Piet in here? Piet's going to let you ramp damage a lot. He's going to let you, supercharge that Dark Trooper. It actually is against your best interests to not only ramp damage, but also to call assists on this. So you don't want to be using characters like Range Trooper because it's going to interrupt the constant revive that we're going to be abusing from Vandor Chewbacca. Not only that, we've got Dark Trooper as a droid, and we need droid kills, and Scout Trooper on Scout Trooper's basic will also attempt to inflict accuracy down, alright? So that gives us 2 of our feats in 1. Let's see the footage, and I'll show you how it works. So here we go. We go in against the mid-sector boss, and essentially what we are looking to do is just get some AoE daisies out and just start farming kills on a unit. It's as simple as that. You want to just go all in at the start, trying to get that first kill, okay? Absolutely get the armor shred on IG-11, and as soon as you can, just dispel that buff, okay? Get rid of that taunt. I like to focus on Queel at the start. I feel like it's the most useful. Passing some turn meter up here from Dark Trooper, because we're trying to get that first kill. The second special here from Stark has a chance to put that stagger down, giving us more opportunities to take our turns. So like I said, all we're trying to do right now, guys, is we are trying to get our first kill. So control the field just a little bit until we can get this turn meter train rolling. As soon as it is rolling, we are going to be putting it on auto basic, and you can walk away. You'll get about 7 or 8 minutes out of that, and it is really, really solid. Every single time our Dark Trooper is getting a kill as well, he is going to be giving us wonderful kills for that feat, okay? We need to get 35, and you will get all of them here. The AoE with Gideon puts out an AoE irresistible daze, essentially, so that's really good to stop people like Hondo and Dash taking turns. After that, get that armor shred on Queel if you can, or as in my case, I'll just put it back on IG11, sorry, and we're just going to keep on going here. As long as Vandor has protection, has a buff, and you've attacked an ally, he is going to regain that, he needs to have full protection, sorry guys, he's going to regain his prepared. You can see it, the little icon above his head right now. As long as he is prepared, he will revive his ally units, okay? So every time, once we're here, we are basically in a position of we have got infinite turn meter looping, and we are stripping the enemy's turn meter with War of Attrition. Because our characters, in particular Scout Trooper, applies accuracy down on his basic and Stark applies defense down on his basic, when we defeat IG, we are stripping away turn meter from the entire enemy team. Once we know that we are going to be creating essentially an infinite turn meter loop between the TM gains of the Stark lead, the Veer's leadership, sorry, and the TM reduction from War of Attrition, just go auto basic on IG11. Every time Scout Trooper does a basic, she is going to attempt to apply accuracy down. Every time our Dark Trooper gets a kill, that counts as an additional kill for our droids in the sector. And you'll see the turn meter on the enemy side. Every time they gain a little bit of turn meter, it gets immediately stripped away after we defeat IG11. And it is as simple as that, guys. Put it on auto basic once you get to this point, and you are home free and laughing. The reason you don't want to have things like weak spot and weak point is if you deal too much damage with characters like Veers or Stark or Scout Trooper, you won't apply the debuff. It won't attempt to apply it. You have to let them survive. So you do not want characters like Piet giving you ramping offense. You do not want data discs giving you ramping offense. You want to keep that damage nice and even, but enough for you to loop through and keep removing the turn meter from the enemy. It should be relatively straightforward, but just a few key pointers for you on this one. So we're going to use this exact same theory and setup to get our accuracy ups, all right? Let's go check that one out. To do the accuracy up variant of this, you can actually use weak spot and weak point, because the increased damage is actually of benefit to you. We don't actually care about landing a debuff on the enemy, it's all about a particular buff, and the faster that we can kill our enemies in this instance, the better off we're going to be. Also, having something like blindside is also very useful for you in this instance, okay? We're going up with a slightly different team this time, and this is the team that we're going to be using. It is actually a Mon Mothma leadership, and we're using Luthen because we do need him for the feat on this mini boss, but I imagine you can do it without him. Kyle Katarn, Hoth Rebel Scout, and Hoth Rebel Pathfinder. The key elements here are, of course, Hoth Rebel Scout and Pathfinder, because together we've got a source of accuracy up on the basic from Xaereth Rebel Pathfinder, and we've got turn meter generation out the wazoo from Hoth Rebel Scout, sorry. So combined, they create that turn meter loop that we were getting when we were looking at the Imperial Trooper team. All right, so let's roll the footage. So exact same principle once again. What we're trying to do is just get debuffs on the enemy, get those dazes out there, and then try to take out units one at a time, leaving as few units as possible, but keeping Vandor Chewbacca with that prepared. Now, the one instance where you can kill an enemy and they won't revive regardless with this Vandor team is Hondo. Hondo is not a light side unit, and Vandor Chewbacca will only revive light side allies. He won't revive neutral units. So I'm focusing down Hondo here because I know he's just a little bit annoying. Don't forget, every time we're using a basic with Hoth Rebel Scout, Xaereth Rebel Pathfinder, he is going to be attempting to apply that accuracy up to an ally that doesn't have it. So every time he's going, he's just passing it to a random ally. once again, we are just focusing down on Queel over here. You can see those turn meter is just getting stripped away. You can see we're constantly gaining our own bonus turn meter thanks to all the buffs that we're getting with Spirited Speed and all that good business. Of course, Hoth Rebel Scout over here has a chance to pass us additional turn meter as well. And you can leave this, once again, on auto basic once you have the setup. Sure, Dash comes in and does some irritating stuff, and if you want to deal with that, all you have to do is remove some of the buffs off of Chewbacca over there and kill Dash. If you do that, he won't be able to revive him for one turn, okay? Just for one turn. Alternatively, you can keep him dazed and that will still do the same trick. So here we go. I'm just seeing how we go through here. I think I'm trying to remove some of the protection. There we go. We've removed the protection from Vandor Chewbacca, so he lost his prepared. After that, we can go back to targeting IG-11. Alternatively, we could do the same thing again and try to just target Queel, but I feel like you're risking it just a little bit in order to try and make the perfect scenario there. This one is perfectly fine. You'll see, you know, that Vandor Chewbacca is never going to take another turn now, and we can just leave this on auto basic, not have to worry about Kyle Katarn inadvertently throwing out a big AoE and defeating the entire field. See, the damage that we're doing as well is actually pretty insane right now. Some characters hitting for over 200,000 damage, which is really not so bad. But yeah, there you have it, guys. Hoth Rebel Soldier is giving us that accuracy up throughout. You can also do something very similar if you're using characters like JML. Just throw in Seer. Seer on a basic passes accuracy up to the entire team. If you also throw in Grandmaster Yoda, you can spread those buffs to the entire team. It's another very easy way of getting it done. I just thought this helps us get 2 feats in one. When you're ready, you can just take out Vandor Chewbacca and you'll get that win with Luthen Rail at the end as well. So double bubble, extra trouble, bit of cheese, and a lot of accuracy, guys. You can see here when I decide to finally get bored, I just take it off auto basic, target down Vandor Chewbacca, put it on full auto, and we just immediately wipe the floor with the entire team, and they don't get to take a turn. Isn't that wonderful? I mean, it's just a beautiful sight. It's a beautiful sight. Thank you, Momo. Thank you, Luthen. Your help is very much appreciated. So, like I said, the only thing you really need to worry about now is getting those wins with Captain Enoch and your Night Trooper. Just do this as you are progressing through the sector if you happen to have them geared up. Now, I do, of course, I have them at Relic 7 here, but if you don't happen to have them geared up, you should take the same approach that you take to historic characters that you have at low gear. Taking things like JML when you've got Voluntary Vanguard, a couple of Jedi to support to just try and clear through, taking in characters like Bam with Dash and Han and Chewie also work, taking in characters like Reva with Grand Inquisitor, as well as a +1, all of these teams will work. Of course, this one does also have Scout Trooper, and as we know, Scout Trooper on a basic is going to apply accuracy down on the enemy, so you can kind of double dip on feats here if you didn't want to use the cheese that we've got on the mid-sector boss. Now, I don't really want to go through a bunch of footage of me showing you how to beat certain teams with certain character setups. You can also come back to this, as this is Sector 4. It's the best sector to be farming the bonus node at the end. For example, we could take in a team like this, Bam lead with Dash and Han Solo, and provided we do a little bit of damage and get the ball rolling, we should be absolutely fine here. Let's actually put that damage immunity over here on Dash, and just wait for them to wail on him because they always target the weakest ally. Let's once again put that over there on Han Solo, and we'll just wait. Oh, let's actually get some AoE action going. Call in our boy Dash over here to get multiple hits. That's going to trigger lots, and then a big old AoE. Wonderful, 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 and just lay the damage on thick now. That is how we do it. Alright, so using teams like this or your strongest GLs is going to be the best way for you to farm it, and this way you can also farm Datacron materials as well, which is always very mean and good. You also do not need them to survive, ladies and gentlemen, so even if you lose some of the units, it's perfectly acceptable. There they go, they all disappear. And like I said, bonus node at the end gives you Datacron materials as well, so you don't really mind if you have to do it at the end, especially with the early phases of this map being so cheesable. Mid-sector then, this is perfectly doable with a team of Spectre units. So like I said, if you have Galactic Legend Ahsoka Tano, obviously you will use her, but if not, General Syndulla does still provide you with a leadership for Spectre allies. So I'll try and take in, you know, perhaps they're not best. I won't take in the GL and Ezra, but this sort of setup will still be absolutely fine to help us clear through this battle. It's not a particularly tough battle. Remember 2 things. 1, you need to get rid of Vandor Chewbacca. 2, Hondo will not revive. We've got a nice little fracture at the start here from Heris and Dula, and then let's actually throw out the AoE here, I think. Get some debuffs on the field. That should make our lives just a little bit easier when it comes to ramping offense with things like weak point and weak spot. Fulcrum has just got boatloads of damage as well. Ooh, let's see if we can just remove that buff and get big hit on Hondo. Hondo just immediately disappears. How embarrassing for him. How embarrassing. Alright, cool. So we're going to focus down on Vandor Chewbacca right about now because he is the prime problem unit over here. Once he's gone, everybody else is not a problem, as you can see. So with those data disk setups, we're talking about that weak spot and weak point in particular. I like to pair it with those speed data disks. It's very, very easy. Moving on then to the end sector boss then. What do we need to do? We need to win with a light side team. I would recommend, if you have it, use Bo-Katan Mandalore. Like I said, that will double dip on your global feats to win with light side Mandalorians. The other one is win with Darth Bane surviving. That's an interesting one. So let's just try with OG Bo-Katan Armorer, Beskar Armor Mando, the Mandalorian, and Breen Wren. This is about a bad of a light side Mandalorian team that I can throw in here together. Obviously, you do have some problem children over here. The ISC, oh, there's no ISC actually, it's not too bad. The Maul is going to be real painful when he gets those 5 stacks, and Armor is of course incredibly chunky. Let's go ahead and just do a special over here and wait, hopefully, for our Armorer to be able to place triple stacks of Beskar Armor. I'm hoping that Bam will save us from Maul as well. We will find out shortly. Oh, he didn't use all the stacks. That's interesting. I'll roll out my thermal detonators there, and I don't think I should risk this, but I'm going to anyway because I'm a daredevil. I'm an absolute daredevil. Yeah, let's go ahead and do some of this and also some of this. And let's get the triple stacks of Beskar Armor and place them on OG Bo-Katan because she is what keeps us alive a lot of the times. I'm going to focus this down on Maul, but I'm not expecting it to actually defeat... Oh, okay, it did. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Whistling Birds does great damage to Maul. I only had 10 stack there. I'm guessing that weak spot and weak point is really doing wonders for us there. All right, fantastic. I'm very happy about this. We could probably just put this on auto at this point. Without Maul, the team, I imagine, is going to just fall apart, and we are just going to continually ramp our offense higher and higher. Not even the Night Brother Savage Oppress will be able to counteract our greatness here. Wonderful. So if you can do it with light side Mandos, you will double dip on feats. Bane, I'm just going to take in Bane and Malak, and we're going to see what happens. I don't know, you don't know, let's find out together. Well, maybe you do know, maybe you've already done Sector 4, maybe you're from the past, or the future. My future, your past. No, the other way around. Yes, no, that is right. Maybe you're from then, and you know exactly that this works or doesn't work. Either way, let's do it together. Let's do it together in Huggies. All right. So all we need is for Bane to actually survive. I'm sure that won't be too cumbersome, maybe. Potentially it might be a little bit cumbersome, but we'll find out all the same. Let's just do... I mean, Malak is great here. He's just causing Maul to get feared all the time and interrupting his ability to do pretty much anything. Oh my gosh, yep. We can fall auto this. Bane is just a bit of a monster, truth be told, ladies and gentlemen. You never really have to worry too much about anything with Bane. When he's on the scene, he's just sucking people dry, taking all of their max health, and then you get to have lots of max health. It's a wonderful time to be alive. A great time to be a Sith Lord. Especially if you've got a bald compatriot. Am I the side guy? Damn. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, let's have an overview of Sector 4. What can we say about Sector 4? Sector 4, the mini-boss, is your friend. You can cheese 3 out of the 4 sector feats on this one alone. Get your accuracy ups, get your accuracy downs, get all of your droid kills, all that sort of good business in one battle each. Basically, you can do one for accuracy down and droid kills and one separate one to get your accuracy ups. If you do not have that available to you, or if you can't get it to click right, then just use your Scout Trooper for accuracy down, use your Sia Junda if you've got her for accuracy up. Her basic passes it to all of your allies, and then you can spread it with the likes of Grandmaster Yoda. You will also be able to cheese light side kills with JML, light side droid kills with JML if you take in a light side droid, something like Chupio or Hu Yang or Chopper even. Just use the call to action, sorry, not the call to action, use the inherited teachings on that light side droid, call them to assist so that they can defeat units, alright? Throw that in with Sierra and GMY in that team, and all of a sudden you've got a team that can get droid kills, that can get accuracy up, and can spread that accuracy up further with GMY to quickly burn through those 2 feats. Absolutely fantastic. When it comes to winning with your Imperial Remnant, you need to win with Captain Enoch, and with Night Trooper. They do not need to survive, so if you happen to have them geared up, I would take them in with a full Imperial Remnant team to work on your global feats. If they are not geared up, use them as bonus extras, potentially fighting off against the bonus node at the end of the sector to farm Datacron materials in order to get those wins. Doesn't matter if they die, they just need to be a part of the master plan. In the mid-sector boss then, moving on, we need a full team of Spectre units. You can do it with General Syndulla, but if you do not have investment in your Spectres, it might be a tricky time. If nothing else, if you've got a strong Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum, you will likely be able to still beat that mission. Has to be said, it's probably going to be a little bit tricky if you don't have them geared up at all. On the other hand, winning with Luthen Rael is very, very easy. He does not need to survive, and he can form part of your cheese squad for the accuracy up with Mon Mothma. At the end sector boss, we need 2 battles, a full team of Lightside. I do recommend Lightside Mandalorians to help work on your global feat. If not, pretty much anything will work. You could even go in with a Lightside Droid team under Sortie to help you get Droid kills if you haven't already gotten them. Darth Bane surviving, it's Darth Bane. He will be here at the end of the universe, still surviving. You can work that one out. And that's going to about do it for Sector 4, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if I've given you some delicious cheddar cheese today. I'd love to know it in the comments section down below. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to your boy Scribe. Send this video out wider to your guilds, to your friends, to your mother. Tell her how proud you are of me. Maybe. And I'll see you all in the very next video. Peace out. May the Force be with you.